Hey everyone, this is Rob,
And Michelle?
and welcome to Bunebape, your weekly podcast and everything you need to know about old school RuneScape.
Meep.
Uh,
Mer- er-
and so this week up on the docket, of course, as always, we'll be starting off with anything we have new for all of you. And then we'll be going into a few things from last month and then stuff to kick us off for this month in November.
yeah.
Some of the stuff from last month include the obviously monthly Gielinor Gazette
I was
and
wondering what you were going to
Community
say about the Gilnor
Showcase.
Gazette.
Yeah,
Obviously monthly.
obviously monthly. And then we do have three more things to go over as of today, maybe
Yes.
even more tomorrow. So we're going to be going over some Forestry tweaks as well as Perilous Moon rewards. This is really just a look
It's a
back.
very tiny amount of things on this.
Yeah, it's really just a look back at stuff from last week,
hmm
as well as speaking of last week, we also have a kind of a teaser and release thing for Leagues 4.
Speaking of last week,
Yeah,
how does that relate to last week?
because we talked about Leagues 4 last week.
Oh, did we? I don't remember.
I think we
Also,
talked about
I'm wearing this
Leagues.
headphone for nothing.
Yeah, I think we
Oh,
talked about Leagues the last 2 weeks.
I don't remember talking about last week, so I was like, okay.
I mean, I could be wrong. Anyways, why you gotta call
Time
me out?
blends together
Why?
because I got it says no one else can.
Okay, so she's a bully.
Yes.
Anyways, we're gonna get into all of that here, but before we get into any of that,
And a Q&A.
yeah,
Got him.
and a Q&A. Sorry, I always forget. So obviously, if this is the first time you're hearing this, which I guess there may be someone, so if you do want to do your questions and add them to the Q&A, feel free to ask us anywhere on any of our socials or in the question section of the Discord, discord.gg/boonbape. And now we can get into
Yeah.
the least exciting part, which is our updates. I mean, my
Kind of done
update.
stuff.
Did you do anything
Sad.
exciting? I don't feel like we did.
I got 95 crafting. I
Holy.
got 94 prayer.
Whole 99s everywhere.
I'm 2200 total level now. Actually, 2201. I could
Wow.
finally go to those worlds.
It's free.
Shut up. And I've been doing CMs. I've started doing a lot of challenge modes at Chambers. This week we saw an Elder Mall in someone's name into an Arcane in someone's name.
Huge money.
And then later the week, I got a purple at Chambers and I got an arcane, which sucks to be clear, but I've never had it before. So it's a collection log slot. Combined with the CMs and regulars, it took me 584 kills to get a arcane.
Nice.
Yeah. I felt very lucky to have gotten 2 mega rares before I ever saw that. I was really hoping to be the last purple I have to chase, but I still have like 3 more that I need.
Or unlucky if you're an iron.
Yeah, I was thinking if I was an iron, that would suck. But as a main, I was like, this is great.
Yeah.
But no one has gotten a kit yet, so hopefully that's soon or a dust or something. But we also sent some TOAs. Oh wait, we didn't actually get any purples from TOA. Scammed. We did get a dex as well from Chambers. I thought that would be a TOA thing. So between that and the Elder Mole and then like my arcane, I got like 20 mil this week from all those combined.
That's cool.
Yeah, so not too bad.
More than zero, I guess.
More than zero, yeah, more than I was making weeks before. That's for sure. And it's just been a lot of fun. We almost got the time for the speedrunning trio at challenge modes. I think it was under 35 minutes, and we got 36 minutes and 5 seconds. So that was nice. We weren't even trying for it.
Okay.
So, and then as soon as we almost got it, we started trying and did a lot worse all of a sudden,
Yeah.
as it goes.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes.
But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun. And last night for Halloween, I dressed as a wise old man. It was great.
The oldest and the wisest.
But like a smexy wise old man. I wore like a clubbing dress. It was great. It was a look.
Okay.
But yeah.
It's pretty cool.
How are you?
Pretty good. No updates. Still haven't played any video games.
You're keeping strong on
Yet
that.
again. Yeah, I was contemplating playing games, but then I was all like, no.
You told yourself 3 months.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I don't know, just in general.
Yeah.
Anyways, besides that though, I don't even know what I did that was interesting this week. I mean, I did make a pie, so that was kind of
Tell them about
cool.
the pie because it was really good. I'm gonna post a picture of it on Discord later.
Yeah, so I've never made this pie, and I've actually never talked to someone that's even had it before,
Yeah.
because there is like a pretty popular or like kind of well-known place here that sells pie, and they sell this particular pie. This is the only place I've ever seen it or tried it.
I think that they ship like around the U.S. even.
I don't know. They definitely ship
Well,
locally. I don't.
Julian Pie Company. You guys should
Yeah, I
look
was like, I
up.
don't know if they ship around the U.S.
I don't know. They're not even that close to us.
Maybe
Like
they
they're a bit of a
do.
drive,
Maybe they
but
do if you order it or
I think
something.
that you can order online. So check it out
Yeah,
maybe.
but anyways, they do sell. I don't even know if they still do. I had this years ago, and it was a pumpkin apple pie,
Mm-hmm.
and I recall it being my favorite pie,
Ever?
mostly because ever because my favorite pie is apple,
Your second favorite now.
and then one of surprisingly not like least in like a bad way, but probably like one of the pies I look forward to the least is pumpkin pie.
I love pumpkin pie, so.
I'm not a big fan of like custard pies
Mm-hmm.
just because they're really like one note. It's just the
They
custard
are.
and then the crust.
I just pour like hella whipped cream on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I think that's kind of what everyone does.
Yeah.
And so I was like thinking that potentially that'd be a good combination because it mixes my favorite pie with a pie that I think is kind of missing a lot of things that apple gives it.
Yeah, you're jazzing it up.
Yeah, so that's why it was one of my favorite pies.
Hmm.
And then I decided to make the vegan version,
Yeah.
which I didn't find a recipe I really liked. So I actually just combined two very popular vegan apple pie recipes and pumpkin pie recipes
Yeah,
together.
which sketches me out. Combining recipes like that, I'm so scared of messing up.
Yeah, and then I made my own topping because I don't like apple pie topping.
Dude, we had to make two toppings. The first
Yeah,
one,
I think we could have worked it out looking back on it, but yeah,
it was supposed to be
there's too
like
much butter.
crumbly, and we put so much butter.
And
It looked like peanut butter.
I think the butter should have been melted, and the first one just maybe didn't explain that really
It
well.
said cold specifically.
Oh, well, that's
We
just
just put too
stupid.
much butter.
Well, that's just ridiculous. I've
Yeah.
always used melted. Anyways, though, the second time didn't work out as good either, but it worked out in the end because the pie cooked and it
Yeah.
was still good because it was made out of butter and sugar.
Yeah.
So,
You really can't go that wrong.
yeah, so essentially to put it all into like one easy sentence is it's pie or crust, and then it is a layer of apple pie,
Hmm.
and then I poured the custard on top of that for the pumpkin pie. So it's half apple, half pumpkin on the top with a apple pie Dutch crumble crust on the top of that.
A Dutch grumble.
Yes, very very good. I
It
think it's
is so
probably
dank.
probably the best pie I've ever made.
100%. He's
Yeah.
made some good pies, but like the problem that we've had in the past that he pointed out to me earlier today is we never let them cool. And
Yeah.
we actually let this one cool and stuff, so it's like not like leaky.
Yeah,
It is delicious.
the only other pie that I've made that I feel like comes close is the other one that we let rest for a long time, and not overnight like this one, but for a long time, and that was a blueberry ginger pie.
That one was really good. He's
Yeah.
like quite the baker. So I'll have my gaming updates. You're working on your baking updates.
Yeah,
Tis the baking season.
as far as working out goes, I don't even think I did anything that interesting. I went
Okay,
to
well,
the
you made a pie.
I paid $5 to go to the gym. Yeah,
Wow.
crazy. It was cool.
No new muscles you discovered?
No, I did cycle for an hour and a half, and then I did like some working out stuff. Yeah, pretty cool, I guess.
Trying to get as strong as me?
Yeah, one day.
One day.
One day.
He could hope.
Yeah, that's pretty much it though.
I like the baking updates. People might not like that, but I think baking stuff's fun.
Oh
Like
yeah,
Great British Bake Off is like one of our favorite shows during like we were thinking they need to have it more than once a year.
I think so. I think
Yeah.
it should have twice.
Yeah, because we usually watch it during the holiday season. It's been on for like a month, but I wanted to wait till after Halloween.
Yeah.
And whenever we watch that, bro, I want to bake the entire time, but Robert actually bakes because he's better at it, and it's great.
Oh,
It's a good
yeah.
time of the year.
And I was telling Michelle, like, if you are not into baking because you think it's too annoying,
yeah.
you could very easily impress people that
Don't
mean,
bake like me.
don't know that you're into baking or don't know that you're interested in it by just using puff pastry to make practically anything.
Hmm.
There's like a billion. You could just type in simple puff pastry dessert recipes. If you just type in puff pastry recipe, then they'll just
There's
teach
just
you how to.
something about puff pastry that just seems so intimidating to me.
Well, it'll just If you type in if you just type in puff pastry recipe, it'll just teach you how to make puff pastry, which you
Mhm.
don't really need to do. Just go to the store and buy it
Yeah.
for like $5 because making it is a headache and a half. So,
A headache and a half. He almost lost his marbles.
okay. Anyways, though, yeah, you could just make there's a ton of recipes. You only need like 3 ingredients to make a lot of them. So,
Just keep an eye on your dough if you have a really bad oven like us.
yeah, make
He
sure.
made us cinnamon roll cruffins the other week, and the inside was like low-key raw. And he
Yeah,
cooked them 10 minutes over.
pay attention to how brown your things get
Yeah.
because it should be very brown.
Yeah. Our oven sucks. It's not consistent.
Yeah. Anyways, though, we can move on.
Baking tips aside.
Enough baking tips. Let me know how it goes for the holidays.
Yeah.
We can move on to something that kind of came
Forgot
out
it
of
happened.
came out of nowhere, which is the Gielinor Gazette.
Or is that the Ghoulzette? They say that, not me.
Okay, over the last few months, we've delivered some really exciting updates, and we've also been scarily busy behind the scenes. As you saw in the Summer Summit, we're working on Varlamore, sailing, and more. And today, you're going to get a sneak peek at our progress. Okay, kind of
They
funny.
kind of don't acknowledge that's been months.
Yeah, they don't acknowledge that this is supposed to happen every month, and it doesn't ever happen
And you
now.
know what else is funny is they only go over October. I thought they're gonna catch us up on everything.
Nope.
It makes me feel crazy. Like they didn't have them for a while, right? Like I'm
Yeah.
not tripping.
They should also recap how they just are giving us all repeat holiday events for the next rest of the year.
I can't. That one annoys me.
Anyways, we have the game jam. So game jam number 4. It's been I think 2 years
I
now.
almost said 3. And I can't
Uh,
read Roman numerals.
yeah, 2 years now since this has come out. I think right. It's once every. Is
I
it once
thought
every
it's only
quarter?
been like 1 year.
Oh, it's once every quarter. I
Yeah.
was like, I didn't know if it was half a year or every
I
quarter.
think it started this year, and because I like to say game jam because it's hard for me to say game jam.
Yeah. So you know what it means. Time for another game jam. From October 2nd through October 12th was the game jam. They had some passion projects. Previous game jams have led to projects like the Perilous Moons, the Blood Torva visual update, as well as LMS game modes, Forestry, Path of Glofrey, which was a quest that came from the old game that already
Yeah.
existed. So we're excited, as you are, to see what fantastic ideas the J-Mods have this time around. Unfortunately, they're not going to tell us about any of them.
I noticed that too. They even say, well, they do say that the theme for this quarter was sailing, and you'll see almost everything we came up with in November. So, like, hopefully, we will actually see that next or this month now. They're gonna wait till the next game jam or the next Gielinor Gazette, like November 30th. Be like, here you go.
Yeah. I don't know. They'll just never have it. It's fine.
It feels like, yeah, it's a lot less exciting than the last ones. That's
Speaking
for
of
sure.
another thing we'll never have, though.
Oh, you think so? So sailing. Now that sailing is officially past the green light pole, we're ready to set sail in the high seas of Gielinor. The team still has plenty of work ahead, but we're already well into the planning stages of OS's first new skill. We've been hard at work planning out all the resources we'll need for the journey ahead, and the team wants to assure you that we'll be heading full steam ahead. Why do I feel like they said ahead like 50 times
They did.
into the next stage of development? Something about me reading these notes, whenever I like read it and I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna wing it and like say it my own way.
Just wingding it.
I can't
Okay.
do it. I have to read it word for word, and it makes me very aware of what words they use a lot.
Okay.
Anyway, even if you didn't vote yes to sailing, we'd like to reassure the community that your votes won't go unheard. A new skill is for everyone to enjoy, even all of you haters. So we're committed to working closely with various cohorts of players to ensure that sailing is enjoyable for everyone. That's impossible. Not everyone's gonna like it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
but I mean what everyone will like probably is going to be this next thing
Okay,
because these are little guys.
these look so cute.
So we have Varlamore, obviously the Shining Kingdom. This is the new area. This is going to contain things like the Fortis Coliseum, the Hunters Guild, as well as the Perilous Moons quest line. But we're not done yet. We've just one more news post up our sleeve to go over some smaller activities we've yet to reveal.
Please, God, be capybaras something. They can't just show us that animation, not capybaras.
They say, you didn't hear from us, but there's some kind of rework in the plans. Wonder what that might be. The Hunters Guild and Miscellaneous poll has ended. Everything passed. Surprise, surprise. Stay tuned for your chance to vote on the rewards from the Fortis Coliseum. and Perilous moons. Until then, here's some concept art to get you into the exploring mood, and they have the sunlight and the moonlight, and
Antelopes, right?
yeah, antelopes. They look like kind of like ibexes. If
Oh,
you
I just don't remember
are,
what they're called though, like actually in the game.
oh, I have no idea. I don't think these are in the
No,
game.
they are because they were talking about you're gonna get their horns in from Hunter. It was like way back when we were talking about the Hunters Guild and the
Oh,
crossbow and
I
stuff.
mean, maybe they are in the game. Either way, they look like
They
ibexes,
look beautiful.
and you can add their horns to the crossbow. Obviously, the scale does not look correct, even remotely.
I want them to be like extravagantly giant.
Also, it's funny because like the spear just looks very
Oh,
uninspired.
that's a spear. I literally thought that was a component of the crossbow, but
It
now
very well
that
could be. All of it
no, I think it might be
doesn't. I mean, the animals look very good, and then the weapons look kind of
the
like
part that
a
yeah,
child drew
the
them.
part that we were saying looks cool is the animals. The animals look dope.
Yeah. Also, the armor looks okay. Honestly,
hmm
the shoes look kind of cool. The rest is
Yeah, it's
kind of
like
like,
claws over sandals, kind of. The cape's cool because it just looks like an animal's pelt over your back.
yeah, I guess so.
hmm
It's yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Either way, we got a little while to see it, anyways. So, something that we don't have to wait so long to see though is Leagues
Yeah.
4.
Trailblazer Reloaded. So, as a reminder, we're bringing back our most popular league ever for another round of globe-trotting excitement. This time, you're able to travel to the far-off lands of Korend, which was not available last time. You're also able to experience everything we've added since the last Trailblazer leak, so adjust your strategies accordingly. And they also included like a little GIF showing again the new. It's the home animation that's going to be a reward for this. We've already talked about this before, but I mean, if you haven't checked it out, it's actually very cool. Like your character kind of like draws a circle and like flames burst and your character floats off. It's very extravagant,
Yeah.
but it looks really cool. I do like it.
Yeah, looks really good.
And a reminder that starts on November 15th. We'll talk a little bit about more about leagues
Yeah,
later in the episode
there's a
though.
old teaser for it.
Yeah.
We have also Chamber of Xerix changes. Obviously, if you've been living under a rock, I mean, there's a lot of changes to the randomness or lack thereof that they're hoping to add into the game.
Oh, for the
So
scouting.
yeah, so they're hoping to add it so that you can essentially predetermine what you can expect to go against in chambers.
Yeah, but they're not. I mean, kind of. But I do want to word it to be clear that they're not adjusting the scouting just yet. That's something that they're planning on, but they are going to make some of the rooms more consistent. Like they're kind of adjusting the rooms. Remember?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
their initial one is they wanted to make it so it was you know, yeah, so you're right. Their initial one was what I was saying where they
hmm
wanted to remove some of the randomness, but what you're saying is they actually just want to fix the raid because everyone was like this is a bad idea.
Yes. Yeah. I think that you forgot that they ended up changing their minds.
Yeah,
They're like adjusting all the boss rooms and the puzzles and stuff to be like more better throughout.
yes, I actually kind of did forget that they
It's okay.
walked that back just because I mean I don't know they usually just go forward with the really bad ideas, but I guess that's one of those exceptions.
Yeah. Next up is a mid-level PVM boss. Looking to bridge the gap between low and mid-level bosses, this new PVM encounter is looking to kickstart players' bossing journey and provide a fun way to get to grips with more advanced combat. If you're like me and wondering, wait, what boss? We don't actually know. They say we'll release more details soon, but until then, we can tell you this boss will be extremely accessible and may well be inspired by a certain rodent-themed game jam project. So I hope it's the
The
rodents
rat.
with the different attack styles.
Yeah,
The
and
Rat
if
King.
anyone's thinking that this might be like the dungeon barrows boss in the new area, that's a separate thing.
No, yes. Can you imagine? Oh my god, they would do that, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they're like this new thing, and they just tease it twice. We have Forestry Part 2. Obviously, it's you know, kind of the little brother to the more popular big brother of Part 1
Yeah.
because there just wasn't
Part
that
two
much
is not
stuff super
popular.
exciting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the first one was like a totally new thing, and this is kind of like, oh, and there's also this stuff we left under the rug for you, and then it's like just a bunch of
Yeah.
like dirt.
I mean, the pet transmogs are really dope, though.
Yeah, I guess so. That's probably the only good part, in my opinion. Except for, I mean, I guess technically the two-handed axe ended up being kind of cool, but I mean, they did gut all of their other ideas, being the teas and stuff like that.
I was never a fan of the teas.
Yeah,
It was like just whatever to me.
yeah. So they did add a few things. Some notable things are going to be the budding beekeepers will be able to build the beehive in your POH using sturdy beehive parts obtained from the beehive event. They also changed. Oh yeah, this is actually
Yeah,
from
I
this
think
week.
we talk more about this later, and it's kind of funny.
Yeah, so I'll go over this here, but we'll reference it again
Yeah.
shortly. There was a way to bank standing level your mining for a few days, and it was around 80K an hour, which is pretty
Was
good.
it really?
Yeah, but it was about 1.5 mil
Oh,
per. I don't know. I think maybe per hour as well.
wow.
GP if you wanted to buy all of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could just sit there and like get a bunch of mining XP by crafting pheasant spoons for the new forestry event. They did remove that, but that was a thing for a little bit.
Yeah, now it's going to be crafting XP and not as much as XP. I don't know
Yes,
why it was ever mining. It's a spoon
no one
with a
knows.
pillow.
Yeah. So besides that, there's foxes and poachers, and they'd been adjusted to only spawn outdoors. Some people were griefing each other with doors. Who would have
Yeah,
thought?
they did that to me.
And also, people found a way to use foresters' campfires to ignite logs while not actually using the logs,
Yes.
which cannot happen anymore.
Yeah. I did think it was funny, the poachers like being moved to avoid grieving and stuff. Something that I thought was really cute though, whenever that was allowed, is sometimes the little foxes would just like walk into the church and just like kind of walk around a little bit and see her. It was adorable.
Not anymore.
Not
Also,
anymore.
they didn't mention this here, but there was a bug that we're going to go over in a little bit that made it so that there was, for a brief time, no cap on the amount of people that would add to the additional spawn rate of events. Usually it's
Yeah.
capped at 10. This just made it so there was no cap. So every time someone harvested a log, it was guaranteed to spawn an event.
If there wasn't one already there.
Yes.
Yeah. It felt like there's a lot of events.
Not anymore, though.
Yeah, they also do say that there will be other steps to improve forestry and some of its biggest issues. But just to clarify, this will not be forestry part 3. It is only a 2-part thing. It's just going to be smaller updates in the future.
Yes.
Next up is the mobile TLI. What does TLI mean?
Who knows?
Okay. So you've had weeks to get to grips with the new mobile UI, but we're not done yet. We're never done. The team has been discussing your feedback and are currently in talks about the next steps forward. Huge thanks to everyone to participate in the beta and let us know your thoughts. Your feedback so far has been really valuable for the team. I have forgotten to try, but I don't really play mobile that
I
much.
haven't tried it, but it looks good.
It looks good, but we're not mobile gamers.
The
so-
feedback I have seen is that people enjoy it.
Yeah, what I've seen is that people are having a hard time adjusting, but that's going to be no matter what if
Yeah.
it changes.
Yeah, of course.
This beta was especially exciting for us because for the first time, participating players were actually able to use a saved version of their main game save. Kind of nuts that that was never a thing before, so that's kind of exciting for future betas. They're going to update us with plans on the new mobile UI as soon as they finalize these plans, which should be quite soon. TM.
Sure.
Should be, so stay tuned.
Other things related to this, but not really, is the Jagex accounts and Jagex launcher. Now they are actually, I'm just gonna kind of skip through this,
Mhm.
but anyways, they say remember Jagex accounts are only available via the Jagex launcher. This nifty tool remembers your account and works with both the official client, Runelight, and HDOS, which I actually saw recently and it looks really good.
It does look really good. I just love my plugins.
Yeah, I think it does look really good. I actually considered even like
Trying it?
taking like trying it out next time I do play,
Yeah.
but that probably won't be for a while. Anyways, though, they do mention that it is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Last month, they mentioned it on the last day
Dude, no,
of
they
last
they
month.
mentioned on October 27th. So excuse you.
No, sorry. This came out on the 30th.
Oh yeah, no, they had a whole post that we're not even going to go over about Cybersecurity Month.
Yeah,
That they
so
posted out 4 days before the end of Cybersecurity Month.
yeah, last month was Cybersecurity Month, which is kind of funny because there was
No mention of that.
well, I think it's funny just because I kind of keep up to date on cybersecurity stuff, and there was just a lot of hacks last month.
Oh yeah, funny.
Yeah, really funny. Speaking of
Great
which,
timing.
we were in Vegas recently for
TwitchCon.
TwitchCon, and speaking of cybersecurity, I think MGM ended up losing 110 million, and Caesar's Palace ended up losing 15 million.
Tell them the Too Long Didn't Read of that because people might be like, wait, how did they lose money?
Oh,
What happened?
they got hacked for they got hacked, and then and then they got held up for ransom.
Yeah, their information was held hostage.
Yeah.
And MGM did not want to give up the ransom and
No,
kind of
they
just
didn't.
played themselves and lost way more money.
Yeah, and also on a more relatable note, my account was also hacked. So make sure to stay up to date with your. I think as long as you properly have two-factor authentication and aren't a complete goon, then you should be pretty much good with nothing to worry about.
Jagex accounts are nice though, I will say that.
Yeah,
It's the one-click login and knowing that no one can log into this account on their computer.
yeah. I think honestly at this point, whenever Jagex accounts first came out with the Jagex launcher, I thought it was a little rocky, but now that it's been out for a while, I think for the most part it's kind of just like obvious that you should switch. Also, almost without a doubt, certainly practically 100%, they will make you switch sooner or later.
I'm sure.
There's also incentives for this later on.
Yeah, the incentives are kind of cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. Um, we have more stuff that's pretty cool.
Yeah, quality of life updates, Pull 80. So the last few Pull 80 updates are coming to the game very soon. I think it's been like 9 months in the works.
Yeah, something like that.
But today we want to talk about lava dragons.
Oh
If
god.
you guys remember, there's a weird little bit of drama because they wanted to redesign the lava dragons. And people were like, no, I love those goofy goobers. I mean, they look really goofy.
I mean, it's just so funny because no one asked for this.
No one asked for a redraw, to be fair. We were talking about before, and it kind of seemed like someone just maybe wanted to make their mark on the game. But they have presented us with two new versions of the lava dragons. It seems like they're going to be slightly changed no matter what. One version is the one that we saw last time, where it's kind of just like more orangish red, lava colored, and it looks cool. It looks like more dragony, but it's not very lava-y. And the new one, which is black, that has like yellowy orange feet, and then it has like the classic lava in its wings. I voted for the lava in the wings, but I think that the other one actually looks better. I just think it should have lava because it's a lava dragon.
They should just bring back the look of the dragons from back in the day.
Dude, they look like a person just like dressed as a dragon standing there.
Yeah, they
It
should
is
just do
so
that.
goofy.
I mean, who cares? Like, no one even really goes to the lava dragons except for like bots, extremely low level accounts, and PKers.
And Clue Scrolls.
Okay, yeah, because you have to.
But
Anyways,
yeah, there's a little
yeah.
survey on here. I don't know if they're going to post this on a poll. So if you have thoughts on the lava dragon, you need to go vote here.
Yep.
Yeah,
There
you
you
could
go.
also select neither if you don't like either one.
Yeah, so if they're just ugly.
Yeah.
Also, there are some quality of life things from Mod Rock.
Yeah, just a little discussion on how they come up with the quality of life
It's
stuff.
funny because he even goes over what quality of life means.
Some people probably actually don't know.
Kind of a long read.
They're like, qual. Yeah, it's kind of like a interview style, like asking like where the suggestions for quality of life, what the point of quality of life is, and all that. So if you're interested in like some behind the scenes stuff, they go over it a little bit. But yeah, they do say that they're kind of just like already working on the next quality of life. But
Yep.
TM or no, soon TM on whenever that's gonna come out.
Probably never,
Is that it?
but it's
Soon
okay.
TM?
Also, we're going to quickly blast through the community showcase. This is pretty much just going over stuff that's been going on in the community, hence the name. And so it's going to be a lot of just like letting you know that certain videos came out and certain people are, in the community, I guess.
Yeah, lots of like cool art stuff that came out though.
Yes.
I always love seeing the art and like see people's stuff that they made.
Yeah. Also, if you want to see how to properly do Awaken Leviathan, Port Gazard, probably straight up one of the best players in the game, showed you how to get 22 Awaken Leviathans in a single inventory, which is
Good God.
impressive on many, many different levels.
I will never get that good.
Yeah.
No Leather also has a great video going over the top 10 things you need to know when getting into PVM for all you little PVM noobs. I almost said nerds. I was just bullying you for no
Nerds?
reason.
Speaking of noobs and nerds, we have Framed doing a bit more PvP stuff on the hardcore, so kind of cool. Pretty high stakes there.
Yep. Limport is continuing their One Chunk Ironman series, and they
True.
are taking on hill giants, killing the giant mole, and planting some not so giant trees.
Yeah. And like not just killing the giant mole, like actually just living in the giant mole's house
Inside of the giant mole.
forever. Long enough to get 4,000 birds' nests.
It's
So
like a day.
quite some time. Yeah, Limport is probably one of my favorite series.
Yeah.
Honestly. Also, Critia RS has a old school journey and thought it was time to take his building main series to the classic version of Gielinor.
They're a RuneScape player. RuneScape
Yeah,
3.
so they came back from RS3. I know a lot of people have come back from RS3 since the
Microtransaction
MTX drama. So
Dude, this sounds like a very good video. Hanani is taking on free-to-play but in the most chaotic way possible. She's playing 88 hardcore irons at once with the goal of having as many of them as possible complete Dragon Slayer. I just really like the thumbnail. It's just a bunch of clones of Hanani wearing hardcore outfits climbing all over
Yeah,
Galvic. Or not Galvic.
that is
Whatever the baby version is.
definitely yeah, that was definitely not Galvic.
Whatever the little one from the first quest is.
Elrog.
Elvrog. Elvarg.
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 There we go.
Yeah. Moving on to some community achievements, though. We have our third ever hardcore Iron Man that's completed the Grandmaster Combat achievements. It is Shays.
Yeah. Shout out yet again to the first one that died.
Oh, yeah, rip.
Sad. Yeah, third one ever. So that's pretty cool.
Mhm.
And we also have also October. Shout out to Only Trails. For the third year in a row, they raised $1,000 for Gamers Outreach. Kind of a
Nice.
cool charity thing.
Cole the Meek has completed Inferno not only just on mobile, but using only melee weapons. I don't even know how you reach Zuck. What?
Yeah, no one knows.
I need to read this.
Yeah,
I'm so confused.
actually, no one will ever know.
Shut up.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. I have no
I've
idea.
asked one before and they said it's not possible, so I'm wondering. I mean, Halberds reach far, right? I wonder if Zuck they use something else, but
Yeah, I'm trying to zoom in and see if we can just tell.
unfortunate for
based
him, my
on-
computer's really slow. Oh yeah, click the next one. Let's see what's in their inventory.
Let's see. What did they use?
Oh, they have a TiVo.
Yeah.
Okay, so
like,
I think that you can only range it.
I know. I was like, I don't know. Melee only Inferno on mobile, but they
Mm-hmm.
have way more than just melee gear in their inventory. So
Yeah, I'm assuming for Zuck they had to use other stuff.
yeah, I was like, I don't even know how you do that.
Yeah.
Anyways, let us know how you do this because I have no clue.
Neither do I. We're not much of Infernoers over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they do have a TiVo in their inventory, so
Yeah. Pretty cool either way.
yeah. A shout out to the partner of Ryux Rain, who's they just started their RuneScape journey this year, and they show them like looking like a little baller in full dragon gear.
Yeah, little cute.
They already
dude.
have a Heron though. Like what?
Yeah, I mean, that's just luck, right?
Yeah, these ones are actually kind of funny.
Yeah, someone was able to sell a banana for 1 million GP, you know. Every once in a while you get lucky, I guess. And also I don't know if it's the same person.
No, someone else.
Someone else. Yeah, after 28 years, Muse fan was able to. Oh no, just wrong
You
person.
skipped ahead.
Are you sure it's the same?
Yeah, look, it says change it there.
Oh, Charming Market.
Jay Bayer was the one who was able to buy a $1 million banana.
You mean sell?
No, it says that they purchased. Oh, no, they
Someone-
sold it.
Yeah, someone purchased.
You guys, we never learned how to read over here.
And then Charming Market was the person that was able to buy an archer's ring for 10K.
I need to start putting some like crazy buy offers up to see if I ever get lucky.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
Yeah, but what Robert was saying, after 28 years, Muse fan 8959 has finally gotten their fire cape. Big Jeezy. It is an accomplishment.
Guz. But yeah, that's it. That's
That
all they
sounds
have
weird.
for the community showcase. So shout out to those people and their achievements, and everyone else that wasn't mentioned. Your achievements suck.
Oh my god, that's harsh.
But yeah, anyways, we can move on to some of the stuff from this week.
Yeah, we can do the Perilous Moon first because that one's pretty quick. I think it's just a few paragraphs.
Sure.
Yeah. So last week we talked about Perilous Moons, the first looks and rewards. This week they've come back. We've heard your feedback and we're back with a breakdown, the changes we've made in response. So starting out with the Bladed Moon, one of the
Wait. So first off, yeah, this is all of the stuff we covered last
Yes.
week, just so everyone knows.
yeah, sorry.
These are just some very, very slight changes to the stuff that they mentioned last week. So if you're not caught up, I'd recommend go checking out the news post.
Yes. The first is the Bladed Moon, which I actually heard people talking about how they were kind of concerned about this. This was going to be like a new offhand with a slash bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very high slash bonus.
Yeah, which would have been like kind of too busted with the Fang.
Because the Fang's already overpowered.
Yeah, the Fang's so good. They say this has impacted an ongoing conversation regarding the Fang's current place in meta and what that means for the weapons like the Scythe. We want to assure you that we've been listening to your concerns and we'll update you on our plans very soon, but then they don't. But for now, it is clear they need to make some changes to the Bladed Moon. So in the update design of this, players will only gain bonuses from an item with weapons that list Slash as their primary type. Such weapons include the Abyssal and Tentacle Whips, all tiers of metal longswords and scimitars, axes, sickles, and the blade of Salador. I feel like the only one people are going to use is the blade of Salador. Like,
Yeah, the solid blade. It was resting for a long time, but
yeah,
now maybe it'll be used.
maybe. Weapons outside this category, including the Fang, will not receive bonuses from the Bladed Moon, which I think like is better in general. And we were talking about a little bit yesterday. I think that making more niche things is a good way to avoid power creep too much as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not just like a straight up better than the dragon defender, you know.
Yeah.
Or
I
Varnic,
I mean, I am
whatever.
definitely going to be in the minority probably by thinking this out loud, but I still think that the Fang is overpowered.
Well, yeah, no, I think a lot of people do.
Yeah.
I still like it
Like
because I benefit from it, but
yeah.
I use it like everywhere.
I still think it should be like just straight up nerfed. Like
Probably.
it just in no version of this game does it make sense that it's better everywhere as opposed to the rapier.
Mm-hmm.
The rapier
I've
is
never owned a rapier.
much harder to get, it's rarer, and it actually does it cost more now? I think it costs more now.
Maybe the thing isn't worth as much because it is like a fairly common drop from TOA.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, just it doesn't make any sense. It never has.
The thing
And
was just too good for how common they made it.
yeah. Yeah, they still need to nerf it again. They're like, we fixed the bug, which is why it was overpowered. I'm like, you need to do more.
Yeah, it was really busted before.
Yeah, very, very good. But anyways, more changes. So defense requirements, they were a little high on the armor. They reduced it from 70 down to 50 for all 3 sets.
Yeah, that was kind of really weirdly high.
Yes.
Anti-burn. So feedback about the new burn effect was very positive, and people were asking whether we were going to get anti-burn introduced into the game around the same time.
Yeah.
They are interested in this option. We'll be discussing it, but it will not be releasing in Perilous Moons.
Just add it as part of anti-fire.
True, you could.
Yeah, I mean,
Anti-fire is also
you
anti-burn.
don't need
I mean, it's kind of the same thing.
you could add a whole new thing, but it's like I don't think that's really necessary.
I'd actually agree because that's what you're doing when a fire or when like a dragon is blowing hot air at you. You're not protecting from fire necessarily, protecting from burning as well.
Yeah. Anyways, they also have a recommended level change. So previously, I don't even know where people were getting this information from.
No, they said they went over it last week.
I was like, maybe they went over and I just didn't notice. But the recommended level, combat level, that is, was 65 for the new dungeon with the new bosses. Everyone was like, yeah, that's wrong. And to be fair, who goes off of these recommendations? But anyways,
They always kind of lowball it.
yeah, the recommended level is now 75 instead of 65. So
Kind of a big difference, that 10 levels actually.
I guess so, but also like not really. Like you could probably go from, it's not like the same like 95 to 105. It's
Yeah.
just like, I don't know, what is that, like a few extra AFK hours at Sand Crabs or something? Like
I mean, you don't get as much XP per hour, so it's slower.
I mean, still, I don't know. It's
Yeah.
just probably just a few days of AFKing and then you're back to probably even higher than 75.
I guess. Next, they wanted to make some clarifications. This isn't just next, actually. This is lastly.
Also, some clarifications, as in like stuff they just straight up never mentioned, as far as I know, and are fairly important.
I don't know if they did. I can't remember. Kind of wish that I had Robert reading this. So damage from the eclipse, addle. See, I don't know how to pronounce it. I forgot to look it up.
Yeah,
Adel.
this is the
new weapon, addle.
Well, is this the ice set?
Oh no, this is the eclipse one. Eclipse is its own thing,
Eclipse
right?
is the third one.
Yeah, I think
Okay,
so.
yeah.
I don't remember. I should have opened up last week's notes, but I didn't. So anyway, the damage from this weapon is based on the wielder's melee strength, which is why the set has melee strength bonuses.
Okay, that makes sense.
All 3 armor sets are going to degrade exactly like the Barrow sets, and the Perilous Moon sets can be repaired in the same exact way. Makes sense.
Yeah, so pretty good information considering that's fairly important.
To not tell us that it degrades is kind of funny.
Yeah, kind of weird.
I mean, I kind of assumed, I guess, because whenever I read that, I didn't feel surprised at all. I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah. And just to clarify, the Eclipse at Lattle is a new ranged weapon. So that's the really fast one. It's a 3 on rapid, and that one is the one that rolls off of your damage strength specifically. And that's the one that applies burn as well.
Cool. We need the anti-burn.
Yes. So pretty cool. That makes sense why it did have melee strength on it. I didn't it didn't really make sense why it did because it didn't have that information beforehand.
Yeah, they were all kind of just like weird though, like mixing like range with melee and mage with.
Yeah,
It was just
I
it's
think
very different.
I think it was kind of assumed that it went off your strength because of all the bonuses to it, but
Not
it's
confirmed.
nice to know now, and also that
Yeah,
that the armors degrade. I feel like that's kind of a big
that's
deal.
huge. That's very big to know.
I think that's kind of gonna like, I mean, make some people sad, which I mean doesn't really matter,
They
but
compare it directly to Barrows so many times in the blog post. Like it just only makes sense that it would degrade just like Barrows, in my
it does.
opinion.
But like for me, it's like if I was a mid game player and I was like, oh, finally, dude, I hate repairing that stuff. I can
Oh,
go get
nice.
some gear that I can just use.
Some people were probably hype, and that's what made them realize, like, oh shoot, we forgot to tell them.
Yeah, yeah. So, anyways,
Let's
you
ruin your night real
have to
quick.
repair it.
Yeah,
So
sad.
unfortunate. And jumping straight into forestry tweaks, security, and more.
I love the dramatic way you said it, like it's a commercial for it.
Yeah. Happy belated Halloween.
It's Christmas.
Hopefully everyone got their candy and potatoes was this year's theme.
Potatoes?
Yeah, I guess you didn't know about it.
No.
Yeah, people would like offer kids candy and or potatoes. And
Both.
no, usually it was
Oh, it's
or,
or.
and a surprising amount of kids picked potato.
I mean, who doesn't like French fries?
Yeah, absolutely. Anyways, we have some tweaks for forestry, which is stuff that we went over last week. But like we said, forestry is not that cool, so they made some changes to
Oh my
make it a little bit
gosh.
cooler. And by a little bit cooler, I mean not really, because they fixed some bugs.
Yeah, so first up, going into event spawning. So one of the bug fixes for this week, it was we did
Yeah,
kind of talk about some of these, but I'm just gonna go fully into it
yeah,
anyway.
yeah. We briefly went over this.
Yeah. So this is what we are talking about where forestry events were spawning more frequently than intended. The chance to spawn a forestry event was intended to scale up to a max of 10 players, like Robert said, which would result in approximately 8 to 10 events per hour with groups larger than 10. But it was not capped correctly, and it resulted in an uncapped scaling.
Unlimited.
Yeah, effectively resulting in Mass Worlds guaranteeing a forestry event every roll, which I didn't notice. It felt like there was a lot, but did not feel like every time it
Well,
rolled.
maybe you just didn't have like 10 people on the tree at all times.
Yeah, I had Entity Hide around, but I was in the Mass World, so I don't
Yeah.
know how many people were
Also, it
there.
says that you needed more than 10, so maybe you needed like 20 people for it to
That's
be.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably at Maples. I was at U's.
Another thing I did mention previously already was the padded spoon exploit. Bug, sorry. Forgot we don't call it that here. So
It's a little backhanded.
we have the padded spoons. Essentially, you're getting mining XP for an AFK method, bank standing method rather, where you're just sitting there getting a bunch of mining XP. I think it was 80,000 an hour, so a pretty good amount. But
That's nuts.
yeah,
I
but
didn't see anything about this.
yeah, this was of course all over the Reddit. You know, everyone's like, "Oh, you can." They're all like nerfing mining, but they put this in the game. You know, like they're like trying to be cool. But
Yeah.
yeah, so that was obviously an accident. So they changed it to crafting XP because you're crafting something, not mining something, and you're bank standing. And also they reduced the XP per craft as well.
Cool. Next is beehives. Forestry's buzziest event just got even better. So, as of the new update, you can randomly obtain sturdy beehive parts from the beehive event, and you can use these to construct your very own beehive in the big plant space of your garden or formal garden. Of course, you're gonna need a house to do this. So, if you
Yeah,
have not gotten a POH,
yeah.
go get one.
Usually you need a house to like have
Yeah,
furniture.
yeah, and go get those respective gardens. You can even this is cute. You can even release the bees from your hive to let them bumble around your home, spreading joy and pollen before making their way back to the hive.
That's
That's
cool.
cute. I wish that
Yeah.
you could. I mean, I haven't gotten it yet, but I kind of want to see what it's like. But I want them to just be like bumbling around all the time.
Yeah. I want
Yeah,
them to be really big.
yeah, just like big boys, and they're
Yeah.
just like,
Just really
"Whoa."
big dudes.
That'd be cute.
Speaking of really big dudes, we have the poachers event.
He just likes saying, "Speaking of."
Yeah, speaking of, so we have the poachers event. Like I said, there was some bug weird shenanigans between players, locking players in certain rooms. Well, not locking,
That
but
wasn't even a bug. That was just people locking you inside the church
yeah, it's just a
to
little
be
bit of
annoying.
griefing. So you can like close the door and people would get like kind of like stuck or just make their experience a little bit worse. So they made
Hmm.
it so that the poachers event can no longer spawn indoors, so you don't have to worry about the doors getting slammed on you or anything like that.
But
So
like I said, it is sad because the fox wandering around the church was kind of cute.
yeah,
Some more forestry tweaks. First up, we fixed a bug where the XP bonuses from the felling axes weren't stacking as expected with the lumberjack's outfit. It turns out that this was the result of an overzealous safety measure to prevent excess XP gains. Done a bit of pruning, and the issue should now be fixed. Of course, let them know if you notice anything messed up in the future. I
Yeah.
almost said a bad word.
Never.
As hilarious as the typo was, we're afraid that iron feeling axe is no longer mentioned in the skill guide.
Yeah.
That sounds like you're at a camp and then you guys are like passing around a feeling axe just to talk about like what you're going through at the time.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
wonder why they call it iron feeling and not iron axe. Because
because the
because it's
felling.
not. Oh, I didn't get it.
You're like, I don't even understand why it's called this in the first place. Yeah, the
Yeah.
new axes are not called two-handed axes, which I didn't realize until I read the notes. They're called felling axes,
Okay, that
which is
makes
kind of
sense.
weird.
Also, you did skip over that they removed all mentions of teas and brewing.
Yeah.
Because yeah, that isn't in the game, and will probably never be in the game. Also, Twitcher's gloves, which we mentioned last week because it's just kind of a weird and slash bad item. They actually changed it to more accurately reflect that the item is actually stackable. So I guess that makes it a little bit cooler.
I mean, it's the same exact thing. It's just in the past, probably people who don't read the blogs got it and thought, I have these gloves forever. And they were like, what happened to my gloves?
Yeah. Well, it's cool that they're stackable because
Well,
that
yeah, you could get tons.
yeah, you couldn't get tons. They're still bad, They still give you only 0.1% extra or
It's a
whatever.
10% chance
Um
every log.
well, it's a 10% chance every log, but then you need the full duration of the gloves to get one additional
Mm,
uh bird's nest. So
yeah.
it's still not very good, but at least they made it a little bit less annoying so you can just stack up the gloves.
Yeah.
But yeah, still not very good. And also they did clarify on the gloves that they are used on every cut of the tree, whether you
Hmm.
can log or not, or whether they are activated or not.
Yeah, that's what he meant by having to use the gloves for just one bird's nest. That was just like an exaggeration that you use the gloves no matter what, even if you are or aren't getting a
Yeah,
bird's
it's
nest.
just that statistically it'll only effectively help you get one additional bird's nest by the time they deteriorate to nothing.
Robert's pulling up like, actually?
Well, I mean,
Well,
unless
actually.
unless it was proved otherwise, I mean the
He
math
saw
kind
someone
of
saying that last week.
yeah, the math
Yeah.
does make sense to me. So, I mean, maybe he was wrong and just convinced me to, be also wrong, which I'm totally fine with
He took the
because
Reddit red pill.
either way, the gloves aren't very good. So,
Lastly, we've had a few druids contact us claiming that certain players are able to cancel their campfire lighting animation midway to bring forth fire from thin air without burning a single log. So that's how people were doing it when we mentioned lighting without logs. I I mean, I kind of thought that was something that you could just do and it would still use the log. You know what's
no.
this is like so not totally relevant. I was doing a bunch of like chambers last night again, and I the animation pauses for some stuff are like so weirdly long.
Yeah.
The fire making one's really long, but I noticed like I was trying to get a bunch of gourds and fill them with water, and I like right clicked to grab a bunch, and then I went and used the lunar spellbook, and I did it like 3 times in a row, and it kept saying like, oh, you don't have anything to fill because I kept going to it too fast. I had to go like sit there and just stare at my inventory till they all showed up.
Okay.
So I want to say some of the animation things are really slow, and I don't like that. That's
Okay.
all. That's my TED talk.
And speaking of that's all for forestry this week. Honestly, I think it ended up being okay.
Yeah.
Overall, the forestry expansion,
Hmm.
I think it was pretty cool. The axes are cool. They're in an
The
okay spot.
feeling axe.
Yeah, the
Gotta feel
feeling
in some
the
type of way.
two-handed axes I think are in a good spot. Um I mean, I think all the rewards generally are pretty cool.
I love seeing the pets. I've seen some of the fox. Before I thought I'd want the fox. Now that I saw some of the pheasant last night, I was like, all right, I'm obsessed with this pheasant. Like,
Yeah.
I want this little bird.
Yeah, all the pets and all the fashionscape stuff are generally pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, I think it ended up being okay. I think it would have been a lot worse if they went through with the teas and stuff.
Yeah, no, the teas were interesting.
Speaking of interesting though, we do have some Jagex account stuff.
Wait, we
So,
should make this like a Bunebape drinking game. Anytime that one of us says, speaking of,
I mean, people would just die from alcohol poisoning. So,
true. Don't do that.
we do have Jagex.
Speaking of alcohol poisoning.
Okay, why are you
Sorry,
actually screaming?
I haven't talked much today, so I'm just like really excited
She
to
is
talk right now.
literally. I can't hear.
I've been lonely.
So we do have Jagex account benefits. We kind of briefly talked about this a little bit earlier, just saying that there is more benefits to having a Jagex account now. And like I said, I do think it is probably going to be the safer way to go forward,
Hmm.
especially now that it seems like they've worked out a bunch of the kinks. Anyways, now there's even more incentive to have a Jagex account because you can actually pay to win.
No, you cannot.
Well,
Anyway.
you're not paying, but it's definitely an advantage.
Yeah, so they have introduced what they're calling fancier boots.
Fancier boots.
Boots.
Yeah,
So it's a debate that's raged since the earliest days of the game. Fighting boots or fancy boots. I don't know a single person who has chosen fighting boots.
me.
Really?
Yeah, you know me.
Why? Because you're boring?
I mean, because everyone chooses the fancy boots.
Wow. Did you do it for homophobic reasons because it's rainbow?
Well, I mean, that's known.
No, he's joking. He's joking. Neither side has made much progress, although for the record, this editor is fancy all the way.
Yeah, you and everyone else.
I feel like no one chooses the fighting boots.
Exactly.
But today we offer you a middle ground. Jagex account holders will no longer have to pick a side. Instead, they can swan on down. That's a weird way. You can go on down to the Stronghold Security and get themselves some fancier boots. This fantastic footwear combines the vibrance of fancy boots with the rugged sturdiness of the fighting boot counterpart. They're just like the fancy boots, but they have little spikes on it.
Yeah, they have
Actually,
little
really
spikes
cute.
everywhere, and they have like a little buckle on them.
Oh yeah, they do. I didn't notice that wasn't a thing before.
Yeah, but they also, on top of that, this is actually really nice. They made it easier to grab new boots from the
Mm-hmm.
Cradle of Life, and also you can stack them and have more than one at a time, unlimited amounts actually.
And store them in your costume room armor case.
Yes, and they will not be destroyed when you drop them.
It's
So
weird how
quite a
hard
few
they kept it to
updates.
keep these boots.
Yes. And something that kind of goes along hand in hand with the Cradle of Life is going to be count check.
This one's kind of weird.
I agree.
So, our next bulletin brings more disturbing news. It seems that the vampire activity is on the rise. Oh my god, can I tell you how sad I was that I thought they were going to introduce a quest?
No.
It's not a quest. Heads up. West of the River Salve, Count Check is on the move and he's hungry for good account security practices. I really thought we were getting a vampire quest, which wouldn't have made any sense in the context of the rest of the blog, but I was excited.
Yeah.
So, having enjoyed his stay in Lumbridge so far, Count Check has announced his intention to explore the rest of Gielinor, popping up randomly to check whether players' account security is up to scratch. If you have a Jagex account and a bank pin enabled, ultimates are exempt from the second one, of course. Count Check will offer you an XP lamp, offering XP equal to 10 times your current level of the skill in your choice, which is the same as GE. If he finds your account security lacking, the count is going to kill you. That's crazy.
Yep.
No, he was gonna
And delete your account.
He's gonna can you imagine? He's gonna offer some advice on how you can improve your account security, which everyone's probably gonna read. No one's gonna spacebar through that.
Surely.
No one. Once you have talked to him, you'll be able to improve your account security. You'll be able to visit him in Lumbridge to claim 1 XP lamp, as long as you've never had a reward from him before.
Yeah.
He's also brushed up on his own knowledge and will now offer up-to-date advice about all things account security. He's even spread the word to other tutors, including the Port Sarum Security Advisor and the Lumbridge Guide. Another note, though, is that the security advisor in Lumbridge Graveyard seems to have disappeared. So that NPC I think, has just been deleted.
Yeah, he's just dead.
Yeah, they even say, we're sure it's nothing to worry about after killing this man.
Yep.
Messed up.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. You want to read the note on alternate worlds?
Sure. They just quickly mentioned that on alternate worlds such as Permanent Dead Man 345, count check might save you some trouble checking your account type, because obviously that they probably can't
You don't
check
have two-factor in that one,
I was like,
right?
they probably can't check your account type. And in these worlds, players will only have their bank pin checked. So that kind of makes more sense. They also say that if you haven't already, get yourself a Jagex account, fancy or Fashionscape, and extra XP. So there you go.
What do you think it would take to get everyone to actually get Jagex accounts? No one's going to do it for, very few people I think will do it for boots and an XP lamp. I think a bond.
Oh, yeah. So the thing that'll make everyone change over, which is what they're going
If they
to
have
do,
to. You're going to
is,
say if they have
is
to.
they're going to make
Okay,
them
but
do
what
it.
fun incentive do you think that they can that will make people mad? Because if people, once they force everyone to move over, people are going to be mad.
There's literally
I think a bond would get people, not everyone, but a lot of people.
no, no,
Really?
no. Yeah, I don't think there's pretty much anything that you can get like old school players to do to get a new account,
Yeah.
unless they're already thinking about it.
Just give everyone a Tebow.
Mostly just because like it doesn't change their gameplay at all. I mean, yeah, there's no actual incentive for
It
an
is
old school
more
player.
secure though.
Yeah, sure, but I mean
Um,
like for them an actual incentive.
yeah. They also go over some league stuff, which we're just gonna skip because we are literally gonna talk about leagues
Yeah,
next.
there's a little post about it, so we'll go over that one. There's some other changes, and so with the addition of the Path of Glofry, they actually did the thing that everyone wanted them to do. So now you can have over 300 quest points, and if you have 300 quest points, you can get an additional Slayer block slot.
Woo! Planks from the sawmill can now be placed in the plank sack automatically. This change primarily benefits anybody using sawmill vouchers from Forestry Part 2, though the change isn't strictly Forestry related, so that's why they did not put it with all the other information.
Yeah, they also increase the value of anglers and spirit anglers, so you're less
The
likely to
outfits.
drop them without realizing, because previously they were worth very, very little. Now they should have you hit your threshold, assuming it's not like crazy, crazy high
Yeah,
or
well,
something
they
like that.
say anybody with a threshold of 30,000 gold or higher should be fine.
Yeah. Anyways, though, that is cool for
Well,
the angler.
yeah. I thought you were going to skip this next one. I was like, it's not the most important,
No, this is
but
actually really cool, especially for irons.
you think so?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, while they were adding Count Check, they were looking at some other random event things. So the genie, Dr. Jekyll, and Count Check himself will now be able to enter banks. I didn't
Yeah.
know that they couldn't.
Yeah,
I guess I just never
this is
noticed.
actually a really big one because a lot of early Iron Man, it's like
Oh,
really
it's for
tough.
Jekyll.
Yeah, it's really tough to get like stamina potions
Mm-hmm.
or, whatever else. And so you'll just carry it sounds crazy. You'll just carry around an herb with you all the time in hopes that Dr. Jekyll shows up because you can't go to the bank.
Yeah. I mean, you can, but there's a chance they'll despawn while you're running.
No, he straight up will
Well, if you
not let
tell
you.
it. Wait, he just won't let
No,
you?
that's why they put that, because you could not go to a bank with them there. They'll just disappear.
Oh, that's so annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now if Dr. Jekyll comes up to you, you can just look at your bank and grab herbs. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
It'll still be a very short amount of time, but now you can actually go to the bank.
Yeah. And events that teleport the player are not affected by this change.
Yeah. Also, Fallow the Bard now recognizes that you have a barrel chest anchor if you talk to him with a barrel chest anchor.
Well, the BH version.
Oh,
Yeah. You're like, if you have an anchor, he'll count as an anchor.
well, I mean, he will.
Yeah, he will, but it's a
So,
different version.
yeah, so, I mean, either way.
Droman's cat no longer requires you to wear Cat Speak Amulet for dialogue once you've passed the required part of DS2. I want
Yep.
you to remember who that is.
And if you are a fan of one of the Slayer Masters, one of my favorite Slayer Masters, if I'm being honest,
Oh,
Vanica.
yeah.
Is that
That
Vanica? That is, right?
the one in Edgeville?
Yeah.
I think that's their name. Regardless.
I know that's their name. I just don't know if that's him. I think it is.
Oh yeah, no, that's definitely.
Anyways, there's new pins in the shop, is what I'm saying.
I used to go to the one in Edgeville. You know what's I'm pretty sure that's him. Not 100%.
Yeah, I
It's
think
been a
it is.
while.
I totally think it is. Yeah. Anyways, you can talk to or get a new emblem of Vanica, as well as a Hellfire Kitty, or even a what is it, like a Chaos Druid? Is that what that is?
No, it's supposed to be the one that teleports you to the abyss. That's in the one
Oh,
area.
really?
I mean, they even say a friendly fell to teleport you to the abyss.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't
that's
remember
cool.
his name, but the Hellcat is really cute.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
really
honestly,
cute.
I'm not a big fan of pins, but the hat this time around is kind of cool. It's a corduroy hat.
Yeah. What I like the most actually is the keychain. It's supposed to be an amulet of glory. I didn't
Oh,
even realize because they make it look like actual jewels, so it looks pretty.
yeah. You'd have to put it on a necklace for it to make sense.
Yes, obviously.
Yeah.
Duh.
Anyways, max med loadouts for ranked duel arenas, but that's it. Honestly, not too much to go over.
No.
Just like literally 3 different changes. So I mean, I don't know. Yeah, we can
But
move on.
yeah, we do have oh, actually before this, like a little pause to say other updates since last night.
Yes.
Huge updates. I got 18 mil from a split because I got an ancestral hat.
Wow.
And then we got a back-to-back arcane and I did not get a split.
Wow.
And then I did a solo corp KC and got 2 combat achievements from that. and did some other KCs. I don't know. I've been having so much fun doing combat achievements. I
Nice.
want to do like a bunch, but I don't want to do them off stream because if I get spooned like a pet or something, I want to be like obnoxious about it, you know?
Okay.
And I want to make a short about it, naturally.
Cool.
But yeah, that's my little
Sounds
update. You
good.
didn't have any other little things, did you?
Of course I do. This morning, I was able to leg extension the full stack of weights.
How
There
much
was,
is that?
I don't know, it was like two something.
Hmm.
But yeah, there was no way to get more weight on there.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, safely, I guess.
I have something relevant. I stood up from my desk earlier and I straightened my knee, like my leg. I straightened my leg and my knee popped and it made me have to limp for 10 minutes.
Huge.
I don't
Huge.
know why that happens.
That's cool.
We're on our own journeys for our leg health.
Yeah. I also got 14,000 steps today. Shout out to the stepometer.
Bro, wait, let's look at my app and see how many steps I've had today. Do I want to shame myself like this?
I would be impressed if it was more than 1,000.
It's definitely less, and I don't carry my phone the entire time. 283.
Huge.
I really need to get out more.
Yeah.
I was busy all day though, at least. I was doing stuff. It's just I do stuff on the computer all day. So
Okay.
whoops. Anyway.
Yeah, besides that, I don't know what else. I feel like there was something else that I wanted to bring up that I did.
Your strawberry dessert you're gonna make?
Oh yeah, actually, I'm gonna use puff pastry to make strawberry. I'm between two different desserts, but for the time being, I'll say strawberry pinwheels.
Oh, I didn't know what it was. I just knew it was strawberry because he was asking his coworkers what red fruit they like. He wants to make a Christmas themed one.
Yeah, and I think pinwheels would look really thematically cool.
Yeah.
And so like I'm just gonna
I'm excited.
like essentially like dice up the strawberries and then massacre them and then put them on the pinwheel.
Emasculate them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then put them on the pinwheels. And they should be good.
I would love to say it is the best, most privileged thing in my life to live with someone who likes to bake and tries creating
True.
cool foods.
Yeah.
It is great.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Me with my burgers that I make once a week.
Yeah.
I've been making dinner.
Speaking
I just make the same food every
speaking
day.
of privilege, though, we can move on to Leagues 4.
The correlation between privilege, because it's a privilege to take part in this league.
Well, yeah, obviously, because they could just not do it again this year like they did last year for some reason.
True.
We have Leagues 4.
Actually, they did it last year. It was just in January.
Yeah, so like I said.
Actually, continue. Sorry.
Yeah. Leagues 4, frequently asked questions, and teasers.
Reminder, releases November 15th.
Yeah, they have a full YouTube video if you are interested in checking it out. Leagues 4 Trailblazer Reloaded out on November 15th. But yeah, anyways, I'd recommend checking this out if this is news to you. And they're going to have a little advent calendar.
It's actually pretty cute.
It's a month early, but because it does come out in 2 weeks from yesterday, they are going to be releasing 2 weeks from today. Sorry, I thought it was yesterday. 2 weeks from today. They are going to be having a little advent calendar. Each day they're going to reveal something that's in the league to kind of build hype for the league. So you can either check back here regularly and they'll like keep updating it to the news post, or you can follow them on Twitter. I'm never calling it X.
Never
And
ever.
so kind of spoiler alert, I guess if you don't want to know, they already did reveal the first thing for their teaser for leagues.
They had one kind of reveal on the first day, but they didn't put it as part of the calendar. So they said Mod Husky did some fantastic work on quality of life for various league interfaces and allows you to resize the task menu and browse while you're skilling.
Yeah, that's
so
cool.
over on over on Twitter, there's a video showing like the resizing and stuff.
Yes.
That's not really part of the advent calendar. The part of the advent calendar,
if you will, actual cool part of the advent calendar is actually going to be a new relic. I always want to call it a glyph, but
he called it that. We were talking about it on his break earlier, and he was like the glyph, and I was like, no.
Yeah, I was going to call it a glyph, but it's a relic, and it's called Trickster.
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly what it does.
I mean, it says in the tweet.
I know it says in the tweet. It says fastest fingers, feet, and fires you've ever seen.
Is that enough for you?
It also buffs box traps and implings, but that doesn't start with an F.
They love alliteration in this game.
Yeah, so it all they say on the news post is that it enhances thieving, agility, hunter and fire making. That being said,
Significantly enhances though.
significantly enhances them. This is a brand new relic, never seen before. But that being said, in their video, I didn't watch the video on Twitter. It is much more revealing than just simply looking at their words that are
Yeah,
insignificant.
this is a 20-second video.
Yeah, this 20-second video will show you how to unlock the relic as well as what it looks like. It also shows that you get a ton of thieving XP with it, and also
Dude, the fire making is funny because it looks like if you do one fire, it looks like they in a 3x3 square
yeah,
around you start
you
fires.
spawn a 3x3 fire whenever
That
you
is
light
really
fires.
cool.
So I don't know. We don't know the details. Like, does that cost 9 uh pieces of wood, or
Yeah.
does that just make you light fire?
I'm
Like, giga
assuming
fast?
not because
Oh, it says right here. I'm an idiot. It says in the first
no, we have the
2
video. I
seconds.
have the video pulled up and I paused it. So it's not like you're an idiot. It
Okay.
doesn't say in the notes.
Yeah. So if we were good detectives at all, if I was a good detective at all, I would have
We're
just
just
opened
here.
the Twitter post and enlarged it. So
So we do have all the details.
yeah. So it says you will automatically re-pickpocket your target. Loot from the pickpocket is doubled and noted.
Huge.
Coin pouch is multiplied by 3.
The limit is multiplied.
Yeah, coin pouch limit. So instead of 28,
28.
or if you have the diaries done, then whatever,
Yeah.
300.
Did they end up changing that? Or is that a consideration?
I think that's already in the game.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I haven't gone thieving all
I
the
think
time.
that's been in the game for a while. You'll be given the Sage's Greaves that'll grant agility XP that scales with your agility level while running.
That should be a thing in the main game.
Yeah, I was like, so they're adding to the game how agility should be.
Yeah.
They're making so box traps lure creatures faster. Loot from box traps is doubled. Impling jars cannot break. That's cool. And also, this answers my question.
Yeah.
You can burn up to 9 logs simultaneously.
So that's the 3x3.
Yeah, so it'll take you 3 burns to get almost your whole inventory. And you cannot, well, actually, that's just your whole inventory, -1. You cannot fail actions for thieving, agility, hunter, and fire making.
That's pretty huge for agility,
That's
especially.
huge for thieving.
Oh, yeah. So you're not getting smacked.
Yeah, so instead of getting the 50k
Oh.
XP, you're immediately getting the 200k XP.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
You know, it's funny. We just talked about the boots. One of the replies is from a cold one saying, hey, can we get those boots in the main game?
Yeah, I met a cold one in real life.
Yeah, we did. It's true.
He's I don't think he would feel hurt by me saying this. I think he probably gets this a lot. He's surprisingly older than I thought.
Wasn't he like 32 or something?
I think he's 34.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of the players are like 28 average.
Yeah. Which is surprising because this game's old as time. So
Mhm.
you just imagine everyone's been playing since they were 3 or something.
True.
But yeah, I think this was a pretty cool reveal.
Yeah. No, definitely. I like how in our defense, the computer is very small. We have Twitter only on half the screen and the video's tiny.
Yeah.
So and also we are not good podcasters. And that's also why we did not know.
Mostly, I was thinking that they were just going to tease it, not show
I didn't think that they'd show
exactly what
everything.
the entirety of the... I'm not complaining, but
I like our
didn't
defense.
think,
We're like, how would we know
I know.
that they do
I
it?
thought they were going to be like, oh, Trickster, it makes thieving cool.
Yeah, I really...
Not like, this is Trickster, here is all 10 things that it does in detail.
Knowing that that's what they do does make me very excited to see what else they have to reveal, though.
Yeah.
So they'll be revealing something every day up until the league's release. Reminder, go check on here.
Yeah,
we'll go
so
over them again next week.
By the time you hear this, there will have been another one released.
Yeah, unless you listen as soon as this comes out.
That is not possible. They're in Europe.
Mm. I put it out on Spotify at like 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So no, it'd be right before they did. There's a chance that you could beat them to the day 3.
I don't think so.
Oh my god. Anyway.
I don't think so. I think you're full of baloney, just like this Trailblazer sneak peek.
It's not even sneak peek. It's actually just everything we've already gone over.
Yeah, it really is. So they go over all of the different land masses, and that you start with Karind. Oh, sorry. You start in this map, you do. So in the starting, you get Karamja and Misthalin unlocked immediately. And then you can choose between Karind, Tirinwin. I was like trying to read it there. Like, it's really, really small. Tirinwin, Kandarin, as well as Fremnik or Fremnik, just in general, Asgarnia, Wilderness, Mauritania, and the desert.
Are you gonna play leagues?
I don't
Because you
know.
might want the rewards.
I don't
Because
know.
he's not playing games, but at the same time, I mean, in the interface tweet, I think that it showed some of the things that you need to like get points, you know?
Yeah.
Some of them are like mega easy.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
obviously.
they're like pet the stray dog and stuff like that.
Well, who wouldn't do that?
I mean, everyone does that anyway, so that's why it gives you 10,000 points.
But also, more importantly, why isn't there a hardcore league?
I mean, oh, that was Deadman mode last year that they like made you restart who died.
Yeah. So
I'm
it's
happy that there's not. I
that.
mean, people are gonna do it and people are gonna make videos doing hardcore league.
Sure. Anyways, same old rewards and stuff like that. If you don't know, you can look like a firebender, and
Get a cool banner
also
trophy.
league trophies are easier to get, arguably, than ever before. You can get a home teleport.
The one of the coolest.
Yeah,
The Din's Bulwark ornament kit that looks like Zuck's shield.
yeah, toxic blowpipe ornament kit as well. You can also get the rejuvenation pool, fire
You might have
pool.
to play a little bit just to get that.
No, probably not. I don't have that on my hardcore, so. Trailblazer alchemy animation, as well as the vengeance animation.
Oh, and my other favorite, the death respawn animation, where you turn into ashes and then respawn like a phoenix.
I don't know what that looks like because I've never died.
Okay.
So
You've had a hardcore for like a day.
okay. Also, they do have a little survey thing. If you have any questions about Trailblazer, then you can submit it right onto the website directly, which
Yeah.
is nice. Glad they started stepping into the century and just embedding surveys into their website.
True.
Besides that, though, there is a entire FAQ with
Yeah,
like
some
a
of this we've
million
gone over last
questions.
time. So if you ask a question, you can go on here and like refresh it every day and see if they answered your question.
Yeah, some easy ones. If you're wondering how long the league will be for, 8 weeks, 2 months. So hopefully they don't extend it to 3 months like last time.
I was happy that they did, and then like 2 days later, I was like, oh, never, I'm over it.
I think it would be okay more so now because you're not competing for Dragon. I think that's what kind of drug it out is like people that were already kind of done playing were like, all right, I guess I got to keep playing because what if the other guy keeps playing?
I'm glad that they're not doing the top 1% or whatever. It makes
Yeah,
it obviously it's cool to have competition in the game, but that was just like, damn, to imagine how much no lifing to maybe lose your spot last second,
yeah,
like sounds upsetting.
unfortunately.
I would like cry.
So another quick one, you do get infinite run energy, so you'll be
Oh
stacking
yeah.
up those boots fast if you get that relic early
Ooh, you're
on.
gonna be getting lots of XP.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Also, other questions that you are probably going to want to get answered are going to be here. We did go over,
We went over
like we
most
said,
of
a
these.
lot of them. So, yeah, I would just recommend come here and check it out, if you
Yeah.
care at all, if you plan on playing, or just don't and have fun. And hopefully you have a good time either way.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. Anyways, I'll check this out. But that is going to be it for the Leagues 4
Mm-hmm.
FAQ and treasure teasers, rather, not treasure.
Treasure.
Treasure. But yeah, that's it. So
Yeah.
we can move on to the questions and answers for us, not for leagues, but for
The
us.
Q&A, baby.
And as always, feel free to ask us questions anywhere. Just make sure to let us know
Yeah, it's
that
the
you
top.
actually want the questions
Yeah.
answered.
Robert's trying to like find the Bunebape Discord and he keeps it like lower on his page. I keep it number 1. So he was like scrolling and I'm like, hold on.
Yeah, she has no life, is what she's trying to tell you.
No, it's like my job.
Oh, that's embarrassing. We can move on to Matthew's question over on Discord.
Yes. So Matt asked, what are your thoughts on quests that are released for a limited time only? And read on because I mentioned that quest is not the right word. So the reason for this is twofold. 1, it's a marketing scheme to boost player counts, and 2, it would allow Jagex to create a more dynamic Gielinor, which has evolving political relations, wars, etc. The basic idea is that an immediately pressing conflict or incident in Gielinor will launch a quest which will only exist for 1 to 2 months. It's going to be a battle between Alcarid and Lumbridge, a new huge boss employed by the Khazards to defeat the gnomes at the battlefield, or even a mass escape of animals at the Artie Zoo that you have to hunt down and capture and return to the zoo. This would probably have to be in a different category than quest, because that would ruin the quest cape and completion center system. It's not achievement diary either. What would you suggest? I would just call it an event, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I did want to say Harger responded saying that might actually be a great idea to keep sailing interesting. I love the idea. I do wonder how it would interact with current quest storylines. For example, if you haven't beaten the gnome quest yet, can you not even see the new boss? Matt said, I'm sorry, we're reading their back and forth because I want to make sure you guys get to hear all sides of this. Matt said maybe it could just be implemented in sailing and make it something called Mariner's Scroll or something, which I do like.
Mariners.
Oh, I thought it was pronounced Mariner. I guess that makes more sense.
Yeah.
I actually like this idea, but I worry it'd be a little bit too much like mini games, or not like mini games, like mobile games, because this is a very common thing in mobile games. They'll be like for a week, they'll have like special things going on.
Yeah.
But it would be different in that we wouldn't like there wouldn't be microtransactions, there wouldn't be time limits. I do like the idea of being like these people are battling and stuff because everything is very like stagnant as far as like stuff like that goes in RuneScape.
Yeah.
They're like, yes, technically we're at war, and we've been at war for 17 years because we haven't had new quests come out.
Yeah. I see what you mean. I do. The thing is, I don't know what they would offer.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the idea. Anytime other games have stuff like this, I like it and I
People
enjoy
love
it.
temporary things.
But I don't know what they would add to the game as a reward that I
Yeah,
wouldn't dislike.
that's true. I don't know. I mean, they could just give you like XP lamps or
Yeah, that
something.
being said, if you could do it and the first time of the day you do it, maybe it was repeatable or maybe it wasn't repeatable, who cares? But like maybe whenever you do it, you get like just a bunch of alcohols or something, like I
Yeah.
don't know, like 15 rune bodies, I don't care.
Yeah.
Then that would be cool. I'd be like, all right, cool. So it's just like some money if you do this like random thing that happens every once in a while. Um, I'm not sure on the timeline.
I think 2 months is maybe too long. I would say like a
Yeah,
week.
I think it'd be cool if like it was like kind of sudden. They're like the day before they put a post like some weird lore blog, and they're
We're
all
going
like,
to battle.
yeah, something's happening, and then like the goblin boss shows up in Lumbridge, and you gotta like kill him every like
You
hour
know
or
what
something
it
like
is
that.
that like what a world boss is?
Yeah, except usually the world boss would like murk everyone,
Mm-hmm.
and it would take you like a while to kill it, and it would only through like the effort of many people would it die.
Yeah. I do like the idea of like every once in a while being like, there's this battle happening, go join the fight and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
I think it'd be hard to integrate it with all the lore and stuff.
yeah.
But I think it would be fun.
I would like it less as like a limited time event, more as a, oh, this thing is happening. If you weren't there last time, you're gonna want to check it out because it's kind of cool.
Yeah, but you don't need to go every time because then it will feel like a daily.
Yeah, exactly. So like
Yes.
maybe every like 3 months, one pops up for a week, and then in like a few more months, a different one pops up
Yeah,
or something like that. I could see that.
that'd be cute.
That'd be kind of cool.
I just like the idea of lore continuing on without having to need quests every few years because the quests are like so slow going.
Yeah, and that's really easy to do. Like maybe there's like a troll that spawned in, near Fremnik area,
Mm-hmm.
and you gotta kill it, and it'll give you like, Fremnik style rewards or something like that.
Yeah, I think XP even is just a good reward. Like maybe as much as like Tears of Gothics. Not
Maybe, yeah,
crazy.
maybe like an XP lamp, like
Yeah,
10K or 20K, something like that.
but
That'd be
not
pretty
like
cool. But
too nuts.
obviously, maybe it would scale to your level or something.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, like maybe like 100x your level
That'd be kind of a lot.
instead of 10x, because that's still only 10 genies.
That's true. Yeah, it depends how hard it is.
Yeah.
We had another question from Harger.
Oh, sorry, that's 20 genies. But yeah.
Oh, I wasn't doing the math. I was just like, yep. Would you support microtransactions only for Fashionscape accessories and no XP bonuses? If it meant that OSRS could hire more developers and make the new world that Sailing introduces more interactive, bigger, and interesting. Matt answered yes, but it'd be hard to believe that the microtransactions are affecting the quality of the game directly versus just giving them more money, which I'd actually support because I heard that the Jagex staff is kind of suffering. Harger also said, yeah, I know, but I think more money wouldn't hurt the game if it's just Fashionscape, like I said, and no one has to buy anything to be better at the game. You just might get more noobs thinking that you're cool. Also agreed on the salaries. They work hard and deserve better. Hard agree on that.
Sure.
I don't think that any microtransaction money or any money to the game would affect the devs' salaries. The company makes a lot of money. The devs could make more money. It's just like it's another greedy company.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that if they did that, it would not go to the developers at all.
Nope.
I would be fine with it if it did. If it actually went to them. I don't think it would though.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
I'd say no for that reason.
Yeah, there's well, one, I would for multiple reasons, but for one, I would say no, just because this is the exact thing that is in World of Warcraft.
I'm also
Um,
gonna look something up on my phone, so ignore me.
yeah. So like for a very long time, you can get exclusive mounts or exclusive like headpieces or like fairy wing capes or something like that. If you like resubscribe to the game for 6 months or something, they'll like have an incentive to do that. Or you can just straight up buy the mount for like $20, I think it is.
Jesus.
Some of them are really cool. The reason I don't like it, I don't have a problem with it being, part of the game. I don't like it because I feel like they're putting time into content that should just be in the game. It's not
Oh
like you're
yeah,
not paying for this game continually. It's like you pay, the $60 like everyone else. Everyone should just have access to the same stuff. That's the entire point of a subscription. So I never liked that in World of Warcraft for the same reason.
yeah. I was thinking I'd rather just have like more things in the collection log that you could go and collect because
Yeah.
it's fun. Something that I think myself and a lot of people love about RuneScape is how grindy it is. Like
Yeah,
there's always
exactly.
something to go after,
Yeah.
and microtransactions might ruin that a little bit.
I agree. And I think like one of the big draws for myself and a lot of people, not the only draw, of course, for like high level content is that you get really cool mounts to show off that you did cool stuff.
Yeah.
And like these mounts that you can buy for, $20, which is a lot less than 1 hour of work for a decent amount of people, is you could just do that and it's as good, if not better than some of these really high skill like achievement mounts.
Yeah.
Which is like, I'm like, why don't you just put that in the game and make that the achievement mount?
True.
It feels bad whenever it happens. On top of that, yeah, no, the money thing doesn't happen.
I looked it up. I couldn't easily find how much the CEO makes, but Carlisle, which owns Jagex, is reported to be worth $530 million.
Yeah, well, they're
They,
venture capitalists.
yeah, they have the money to pay the developers more. They just don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, along the same exact lines, Bobby Kotick, which is like extremely infamous in the gaming community.
Infinite, he is forever.
Well, no, he actually was just kind of let go from the
Oh,
company because the company was bought by Microsoft.
yeah.
So now Microsoft owns Blizzard, but Bobby Kotick was released because they don't obviously need a CEO anymore. And he is like one of the most handsomely paid CEOs, and he like isn't the best looking guy.
Hmm.
So a lot of people call him a goblin because goblins in World of Warcraft are like fiends for gold. They're like dragons.
That's messed up.
Yeah. And
Whoa.
yeah, so
I mean, to be fair, he's probably like a douchey rich person.
no, he's
So,
he's giga rich. He is
oh, well,
very,
I
very
really don't feel
rich.
that bad then.
And so it's like, and along the same veins, well, actually, just in general, video game developers aren't paid very
Mhm.
handsomely. Not
Yeah,
even a
whenever
little
I was
bit.
like looking it up, I mean, I've already passed it online, but it said something about like one of the devs said that their reported salary was leaked and it was like around 40,000 US dollars a year, which is less than you make or how much you make.
It's pretty close.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we're struggling.
Yeah. Yeah. There's definitely a bunch of factors to that, but yeah, game developers are not paid a lot in general, and especially not for live service games like this. So
Yeah, it says the studio. Sorry, I just have like a bunch of stuff pulled up. It said that the UK studio Jagex, specifically in their 2021 revenue report, had 124.86 million pound profit. They could pay their developers more
they could, but
easily.
then
They
they don't.
won't. Yeah.
So yeah, unfortunately, that is the sad truth. That is having or playing a game that is publicly traded.
Yeah. In conclusion, rich people kind of suck.
Yeah,
Kind
well,
of.
it's really just the fact that, in my opinion, that when a game goes public, it goes from focusing on being a good game to doing
Making
what.
profit.
Well, yeah, well, it's not even making profit, which I guess is definitely a big part of it, but it's
Hmm.
mostly like at that point you're doing whatever it takes to make shareholders happy, which is generally profit.
Yes.
So it's at that point it doesn't matter if the game's good or not.
Yeah.
So
True.
unfortunate, but that is literally
Is that kind of like RuneScape 3 right now?
that's what's happened with literally every single public game.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's scary.
unfortunate.
But yeah, that is it for our Q&A this week.
Yeah, that is it. So thanks for asking your questions. Again, feel free to ask them anywhere those came from Discord in the question section. And if you want to ask anywhere else, you can find us at all of our social media.
Yeah, our what are they? Our Twitter and TikTok are Bunebapeosrs. I forget. You make a little Muppet smile at me. You're like, meet merp. Um, TikTok and Twitter, Bunebapeosrs. Our YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram are all just Bunebape. So go check us out on there. I stream 5 days a week at twitch.tv/Bunebape. And also, I forgot to say that right now I'm sponsored by Factor if you're in the US and would like to order food. It's actually really delicious. I just have already ordered it like 3 times, so I can't really get away with it anymore.
True.
Check it out though. I'll include the link if anyone wants that. But yeah, come stop by and join me for some raids sometime, and hopefully see me get an ancestral kit soon because I've been sending CMs like crazy.
Sure. Yeah. So thanks again, everyone, for listening. Hopefully, you all enjoyed it, and we'll see you all.
Very soon.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.